The next speaker comes from Talkpool. His name is Erik Strömstedt and he is CEO. And Talkpool's mission is to service networks and to enable solutions that allow people and things to communicate efficiently. Welcome up on stage, Erik.
Tack så mycket. Ja, hörs det bra? Alltså. Jag heter Erik Strömstedt, representerar Talkpool och hoppas få några slides snart som jag kan hänga upp min presentation på. Ja, då börjar jag berätta om Talkpool helt enkelt. Som nämndes här i början så är Talkpool också ett teknikföretag naturligtvis som jobbar med digitala lösningar för kommunikation, internetkommunikation för människor och saker. Vi har varit i kommunikationsbranschen i 20 år och byggt och utvecklat nät och lösningar för kommunikation inom telekom sedan år 2000 ungefär. Och kan vi få nästa slide eller nästa slide till och med? Den ja, perfekt. Tack så mycket. Precis. Och sen 6 år tillbaka så utvecklar vi också egna lösningar för Internet of Things. Och vi har nu fokuserat på smart buildings inom Internet of Things och också inom Network Services har vi nu fokuserat på att försöka utveckla lösningar som också är baserade på IoT för att göra de här Network Services som vi också som sagt har levererat under många år smartare också. Det här är då 2 bilder på en typisk, som vad vi kallar för en site, en telekom-site med basstationer och radioutrustning för att kommunicera för ett mobilnät. Och till höger en byggnad då som vi utrustar med all typ av teknik för att göra den smartare som vi säger. Jag återkommer lite grann till exakt vad vi gör. Firman har funnits som sagt i 20 år och sen 2016 shall I do it in English? Sorry. Do you prefer English? Sorry. Let's switch to English. Sorry about that. We've been on the market for 20 years. Now we've been listed on Nasdaq First North since 2016. And we have today a valuation of around 10 million euros. We've had a growth story. We communicated this as we did our IPO that we would grow through acquisitions. We acquired 3 companies and we grew from around 9 million euros in 2014 to 20 million last year. And the number of employees is today a bit over 1,000 employees. So we went from 200 up to a bit more than 1,000. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah, this is an overview of existing customers that we were working with. As you can see, a lot of prominent customers in the network services area, telecom customers, operators, equipment vendors like Ericsson and Nokia, but also increasingly a number of real estate companies and also construction companies. Still most of them here in the Nordic countries, but also step by step moving out in the rest of the world. We're established in on all continents and all geographical regions. We have our headquarter in Switzerland, and we have had 10 to 12 daughter companies around the world in most regions, as I said, primarily Europe, Middle East and Middle America. So this is, I will not go into details about those customers, but we're pretty proud of this collection and this reference list of happy customers. Okay, thanks. So then I take control now. This is our business strategy. As I said, we've been developing and realizing solutions for networks or for communication, mostly in telecoms for many years. So this is basically our base, and this is also so what we call the Grand Master Plan that we communicated when we did our IPO, that we will in 3 steps go from a network services company and grow to a now as we call it, a smart buildings company. And we're already in the second stage where we have, as I said, acquired a number of network services companies. We have had a certain growth, not as much as we were expecting, but nevertheless, we're now moving into the next step, which is digitizing buildings with our own solutions for IoT, and also digitizing the surveillance of those telecom sites. And we're also now looking at acquiring IoT companies. Until now, it was only network services companies. The next step is to look for complementing good IoT companies that fits well into our portfolio. And the ultimate step is to offer those solutions as a service to our customers. I will come back to how we will do that. So we have two business units now. Smart networks on one hand, which is the legacy business, smart buildings, which is the newer, but already, as I said, 5-6 years in that market as well. And they are both now fueled by this IoT technology, the IoT platform that we have. So we, of course, we also still deliver design and realization of networks, mobile networks of all kinds. But we're focusing more and more on delivering this in a smart way and doing managed services based on those IoT solutions. So what we're doing, we're monitoring and serving those cell sites, as you saw before. But we can also now, we can predict what's going to happen, and we can do this smarter and more efficient. And we will also use artificial intelligence to our help. And ultimately, we can also support our customers with data mining and draw clever conclusions about what's happening in their network out there. In the smart buildings, I will show you later, but we offer all kinds of solutions. Individual metering of power and water is one of them, to control the consumption of power and water, but also, of course, to improve the climate and the indoor environment. And as a next step, we will digitize the whole building with all kinds of services for the tenants, but primarily for the owners of the building. So in the area of smart buildings, it's about digitizing the building. We're doing it from the bottom up, so to say, in the sense that we're controlling the building as such now. We have our own solutions. I don't know if you've seen it, but we have our own developed sensors. We have our own platform now. So we have end-to-end solutions that we offer, partly with third-party products involved, of course, but also with a lot of own products. We do this kind of sub-metering of power and water already, mainly for commercial buildings, but also for residential buildings. And this is, as I said, about controlling the energy consumption, but also to creating a more productive and a better indoor environment. And now with Corona, I mean, healthy environments is more important than ever, right? We also help the building owners to certify the buildings. There are all kinds of green certification of buildings, and we're part of that process to make sure that they control the consumption of power and energy in the buildings. A part of that is controlling the HVAC, stands for heating and ventilation and air conditioning systems. So we make them smart in the sense that in a building where people are not, we measure the carbon dioxide in a room like this, for example. And if the carbon dioxide goes up in the room, that means that there's people in the room, and that activates the ventilation system. And if there are no people in the room, the ventilation goes down, heating as well, and the system learns with AI, learns after a while how the behavior in the building is, and that way we can optimize the use of power, and we also optimize the air quality in the room, so it's not getting stuffy in the room. We make sure to flush the room with fresh air for viruses on, of course, as well, but more for the productivity and for the well-being of the people in the building. We also have sensors measuring humidity, leakages, and that is primarily to prevent bigger damages. There's a big cost for many building owners, and even if you have your own house, you know what happens if you have a leakage in your bathroom, and we have solutions to prevent that. Next steps in those buildings, as you see here, not only to measure power and so on, but also to offer access alarms, all kinds of other alarms, and fire, for example, burglar alarms. A natural next step would also be to get an even more power efficient solution is, of course, to connect solar panels to this. This is something we're doing for the cellular sites as well. And in the end, we have this platform already. We have an app that we will offer to the building owners, but also to the tenants. But we are primarily a business-to-business company. We're not offering solutions for smart homes, but for smart buildings. And as you see here, you can save a lot of energy with those solutions. Water consumption, if you measure individually how much a tenant uses, that will control the use of water and electricity significantly. And also those air quality solutions are saving a lot of energy for the building owners. In network services then, of course, as I said, we're building those networks for our customers, network operators, also the network vendors. But step by step, we're making this smarter as well. Oops. There are new technologies coming out now. I mean, on the user side, mobile internet has been hot for many years, but if you look at the infrastructure side, there has been a price pressure of many years, and we have our Chinese friends to thank for that. Huawei and ZTE and their likes, went into this business a number of years ago and subsidized by the Chinese governments. They were basically giving away their equipment and their services, so the prices went like this, and everyone in the market suffered from that. Now, as you know, in some countries they are even locked out, and their dominance in the market is much lower now. So that phase is kind of over, and now 5G is coming. In some countries it's already rolled out, but it's not activated yet, and it's not fully into service. And that will, of course, create a boom of services work for companies like us. All those sites, many more sites in a 5G network than in a 4G network. So all those sites have to be built. So a number of sites, all of them have to be connected with fiber equipment, fiber networks, which is also something we do. So this is also a big opportunity for us, of course. And as I said, we can do those sites and this equipment smarter with the new technology that we offer. And the customers are typically tower companies. That's a new type of customers for us. There are big investment companies going in and buying all those tower sites and leasing them back to the operators. So that's a kind of a private property company as well, or a building owner as well. So they have similarities with the smart buildings that we are doing. If we look at the development lately, if you have followed us since the IPO, we had a good development initially, then it was a bit lame for a couple of years. And we invested a lot. We had a pretty aggressive growth plan. The last 2 years we've developed a lot of solutions, but the market has not been there. The IoT market has been slow, which means that last year we made losses on the bottom line. And to get on top of that, we've now done a turnaround. We're focusing more. We also slimlined our organization, and we're just now negotiating bigger contracts, and we see the growth, a new phase of growth coming the coming number of years. And We also have some markets that are not core for us. They are not profitable, and we are selling off some of those operations in countries like Mexico and Uganda. And we're also discontinuing non-core activities and some of the verticals in IoT as well. Initially, as you have seen here before, there are so many applications you can use IoT for, and we have been into many of those verticals. Now we've decided to focus on smart buildings because that's where we are strong, that's where we are established, we have a good name, and that's also going to help us to concentrate and to make ourselves more lean and mean and efficient. Yes. So, why would you invest in Talkpool? Well, green and healthy is of course buzzwords today, but it's true in our case. As I said, we're measuring indoor air quality, we're controlling energy consumption, and in that sense we are really working on a sustainable story. The markets are taking off now, as we see. The digitization is on everyone's lips, of course, but it's also happening now. It's been a lot of talk about it for many years, but especially in the areas we are in, network services, in buildings, we see it coming now. I mean, some of those companies have not been very mature when it comes to technology, but now they realize that they have to catch up, and we already have a lot of test installations with some of the customers you saw before, some of the biggest companies in Sweden and in Europe, and this is picking up now, definitely. And as I said, we've been investing a lot in IoT solutions for many years, and this has come with a cost, of course, but now we can switch to focusing on sales, scaling up, offering this to our customers, and also looking into acquisitions of IoT companies, as we've been planning all the time. The valuation of the company has been a bit lame. You're not supposed to comment your own valuation, but we still think so. From that point of view, we think there is a definite upside, and we also see a new growth phase coming up, as I said. So these are really good reasons to look at Talkpool. As I said, we're listed on the market, so you can buy through the market. But we also need money to do those acquisitions and for our organic growth. So we're planning to offer a 3 years convertible now at a 5% interest rate and a conversion rate at 22 crowns, which is actually the same rate, the same price that we went out to the stock market with 4 years ago. Here you also see how the share price has developed. We went up to 70, and then for a while we were around 30, 40. Now it's been a bit depressed for a year, but we definitely hope for a better trend here. So if you're interested in this, interested in Talkpool, please contact me here on this email address or on the numbers. All the contact information is on our website on internet. So I think that's all I plan to say for now.
Thank you, Erik Strömstedt. A question about competition.
Yes.
Since more and more companies are moving into the property sensor market, what is your take on competition?
I mean, for once, we're established on the market already. We have a close relation with those customers like Atrium Ljungberg, as I said, one of the biggest companies in Sweden. So we're already there. We have our relation. We have our solutions installed already. And this is the kind of solutions. We call it Talkpool Inside. We have water meters that we digitized, and our solutions is built into the water meters, which means that on one hand, the water meter suppliers have our technology built into their products that they're selling all over the world. On the other hand, the property owners have our solutions also installed in the buildings already. And that makes me think that we have, as I said before, a sticky solution, meaning that we have long-term relations, and it's a dependency relation, but also a partner relation with our customers that I think will sustain. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Erik Strömstedt from Talkpool.